truth universally acknowledged that any person in possession of a YouTube channel must be in want of a blinding highlight. Hello beautiful people! Hi, my name is Mia and this is my virtual vanity, a place where we both love makeup and we are quite critical of it. Be aware that it is your constitutional right to shine, to blind them haters, to be as reflective as a mirror, to be seen from space. In today's video, I want to talk about my top 5 favorite highlighters in my collection because, you see, I consider highlighter a necessity. Inner darkness must be covered by scintillating dust, shimmering in the light. And I'm here to show you 5 highlighters that can do just that. I'm going to start from the cheapest, so the cheapest drugstore version, to higher end, pricier versions. Without further ado, let me tell you my 5 favorite products with which I hide the existential darkness and despair of the human condition. The first highlighter that I want to talk about is the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow. This is how it looks like on the inside, so a pretty champagne rosy sort of tone. This is how it looks like swatched. This is the perfect spring highlighter, especially if you like a rosier toned sort of look. This goes well with both warmer rosy tones and also colder pinks. It's got a great formula. Like, this is the best highlighter that I could find for the price, and it actually competes with some of my higher end pricier stuff. I generally like to apply it with a fluffy tapered brush on the highest points of my cheekbones to get a natural looking sort of inner light shining through. But if you want it to be more intense, you gotta get like a tinier brush and really start to circle in the product and melt it into the skin and layer it so it gets as reflective as it can possibly get. Beware, some people complain about the packaging of this thing, which I honestly do not understand because mine still looks perfectly fine. I have to wonder if they're taking it to a battle royale or something, because I don't know how this thing can possibly break. I mean, yeah, it's flimsy, but if you keep it in your vanity, you shouldn't have any issues with it. We are starting to get a bit pricier. This is the Pixie Glowy Gossamer Duo, and this is in the variant Delicate Dew, which is the pinkier, lighter version of the two. I bought this because of Paulina Beauty. She actually panned 1 or 2 of these, so I was like, you know, if someone with as much makeup as Paulina panned this, then this means that it's actually really good. As you can see, it's split in half. You've got a more pink side and a golden side. At the moment, because my skin does not know what melanin is and I am in my post-winter vampire pale mode, I am using just this pinky side. This one, it doesn't really show up on my skin at the moment, but will probably when I'm just a bit more human looking. This is how it looks swatched. You can see here the swatch for the golden part and then the swatch for the pinkier part. This is more so a metallic highlighter than a dewy or a glossy or wet finish. It is very reflective with the least amount of product. I prefer to apply it like I did the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow with a bigger brush that is still a bit flat. This way the highlighter gets dispersed on a higher area and it looks a bit more natural, a bit more in tone with my features than if I would do just a thin stripe. But your mileage may vary. If you want highlighter that can be seen from the moon, that just impedes Hubble from taking nice photographs because it's so bright, then you might want to try a more precise application or applying it with a wet beauty blender. I've seen people use it like that too. The third highlighter that I want to talk about is actually one from my favorite brands, and if you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you're probably sick and tired of hearing about Nabla, but I will never stop shilling them. I am so sorry. This is the Nabla Wave Highlighter, and it came out this year during the summer with their summer something collection. I cannot remember. This is how it looks like on the inside. It is a very pretty champagne gold color. What I like about this is that its color base is not very strong. Like, yeah, it pulls golden, but it's not so pigmented that it actually shows on my skin. What it does show is this beautiful golden, sandy, just been in the sun and made actually tan sort of sheen. This is how it looks like swatched, and as you can see, this is very reflective. Depending on how you apply it, it can either get really glossy and shiny looking, so with a bigger tapered brush, I feel I've mentioned this 100 times already. With that type of brush, you get a sort of glossy, sort of I've just come back from Ibiza type of look. With a tinier brush or a beauty blender, you can get a metallic, intense sort of result. However, I like this, as I said, for the glossy, I just have gone back from vacation look. We are almost done, 2 highlighters left, and my 4th pick is actually a recent buy. I bought this because of Hannah Louise Poston. Hers was completely demolished, major pan pour, and I was like, if someone loves a highlighter this much, it means it's good. This is the Fenty Beauty Highlighting Duo in Fire, Dust and Lightning Crystal, I believe. And this is how it looks like swatched. My favorite of the 2 is definitely Fire Crystal. This one is so incredibly glossy and wet looking on the skin. I actually have to make sure that I don't apply too much because it can get a bit intense. Then Lightning Dust is more on the satin finish, more on the maybe it's her, maybe it's Fenty type of look. It can definitely look more in tone with your skin and not so much obviously a highlighter, but I do prefer the glossy sheen that this side, the Fire Crystal, gives me. This is such a beautiful highlighter, such a beautiful formula. I apply it with both the 2 types of brushes that I mentioned before, and also with my fingers sometimes when I want a more subtle application, and it makes my skin look so luminous, so gorgeous. I'm hooked. And speaking of hook, I remembered my mom was like, she just bought makeup again, really? And I told her, Mom, it could be way worse. I could be into drugs. I could be buying cocaine. She just dad panned and told me it would be cheaper. And I mean, she's not wrong though. The last and most expensive of the 5, the one that I use when I want to pretend I'm a professional makeup artist and actually know what I'm doing, that I have my life together and that I'm like a complete fucking woman, is the Makeup Forever highlighter. This variant, which is the silver one, they actually have a golden shade one as well. This also has a very sheer pigment base with high shine and high intensity. When you apply it on the face, it doesn't look metallic, it doesn't look shimmery or glittery, it looks glossy, wet. You just look like this is your skin. You are naturally this radiant and luminous. It is such a gorgeous product, and I enjoy that because it has such a sheer pigment base. It goes well with any look, warm toned, cold toned, you've got it. This highlighter covers all your bases. This is how it looks like swatched. And as you can see, as I said, the base isn't very pigmented, but the reflect is to the point that it is almost glossy. And not only that, but I feel that it has a very subtle, soft, cold pink duochrome sheen. So I'm not sure how it would look on a darker skin tone, unless maybe the person using it is also cold toned themselves at the base of their skin tone. The formula, as I said, is gorgeous, and I feel that you can never apply too much. Like, however much you apply, it still stays the same glossy, dewy look without looking like you just shoved a light bulb under your cheekbones. But yeah, guys, basically these were it. These were my top 5 favorite highlighters. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and maybe share in the comments which are your favorite highlighters. I'm always in the search for more sparkle dust. Thank you guys so much for watching. You go ahead, have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever it is where you're from. Bye.